Hello, all. Welcome to Developing Success. And this is Neha Agarwal. Today, I have come up with the India State of Forest Report, Chapter 5 Forest Fires. As we know, there was a huge forest fire this year in the Australian country and also in the Brazilian rainforest, including the Congo rainforest, also. So, it was in news for like 3 to 4 months about the Brazilian president and the Australian Prime Minister. What are they doing for this forest fire? So that makes it very important this year, as in this year the report also has given a fire map to us. So we start with this chapter. So before starting with this chapter, actually we will do some basic things about what is forest fire. It is very easy. See, the simple thing is it mostly happens in the tropical region, because in the tropical region it is 4 seasons. So one of the seasons is actually too dry, and also in the subtropical regions like the Mediterranean forest. For example, those forests which receive a completely dry month in the whole year, that dry month is that month in which the trees have made an adaptation to actually shed their leaves, to shed their dry leaves. And when they shed their dry leaves, these old and dry leaves actually litter the ground part of the forest, and they actually occupy the ground part, and a small ignition, a small temperature increase can actually have the fire. And from this ground it reaches to the shrubs and small trees, short heighted trees, and from them it reaches to the long crown of the trees. So the forest fire, from here if you study, I have made this note for you. During summer, when there is no rain for months, the forest become littered with dry and old leaves and twinges, which could burst into flames ignited by the slightest spark. The Himalayan forest, particularly Garhwal Himalayas, have been burning regularly during the last few summers, with colossal loss of vegetation cover of that region. So forest fire is as old as the forest itself. If there will be forest in the tropical and the subtropical region, and if they have a defined dry season, and in that dry season the plants and the trees are of deciduous nature, which have this adaptation that they shed their leaves once in a year, and this old and dry leaves, they actually occupy the ground. And when sun is on its horizon and it is warm, it needs a small warmth and ignition, and it catches the fire. So it is that easy. I have made a diagram for you here. See how the fire travels actually. So these leaves down in the ground, they actually catch fire, and after catching fire they can radiate heat to the branches, they can radiate heat to the upper part, as you can see. So the radiation of the heat in a vertical motion is known as convection, and in all directions is known as radiation. So this is like a combustion thing, and these are actually the dry leaves here, and these dry leaves actually catch fire, and it is very easy for the forest to catch fire, as these leaves are also dry and they are about to fall in this season. And this heat can also travel downwards. Okay, it can also travel downwards, and these roots can be catching fire. This if these roots can catch fire, they can be known as ground fire, or they can be also known as underground fire. So this is the thing. If you can see how the fire spread, I have made a diagram for you here, how the fire spread. See, the surface fire spreads quickly through brush and woody debris. So here will be the fire, and it will just spread like this to the short heighted plants and shrubs and herbs. And these short heighted plants, when catch fire, they can give this radiation of heat to the tall trees, and the whole thing catches fire gradually. So it is very difficult to control, because there are a whole amount of dry forest around the world, and if they actually start going towards the ground, it is very difficult, and only the sprinkling of water from helicopters can only save these forests. And these forest fires are actually mainly 3-4 types. The major three types are the ground forest fire, the surface forest fire, and the crown forest fire. Okay, so what is the difference between the ground and the surface forest fire? See, by this ground we can also mean underground, but by the surface we mean the humus content, the leaves which are actually littering the ground area catches fire, then we call it a ground fire. And this surface fire, and this surface fire gradually goes to the crown of the forest. So what are the causes of these forest fires? So the causes can be both natural and man-made. Man-made is very simple. We clear the forest. We actually perform the deforestation to have the cropland, to have settlements, to have buildings. But there are natural causes also, such as the lightning which set trees on fire. However, rain extinguishes such fire without causing much damage. So high atmospheric temperatures and dryness offer favorable circumstances for a fire to start. So this dry season actually can occur in the month of February, March and April, mainly March and April, in the tropical and subtropical areas, and also during the break of the monsoons, after the retreating monsoon and before the setting up of the winter monsoon in the months of September and October. So if you talk about the man-made things, the forest fires caused by heat generated in the litter and other biomes in summer through carelessness of people like the tribes. This can be carelessness also, and this can be intentional also. So what are the types of forest fire? We just studied that there is a surface fire. We know that how the surface fire or the ground fire occurs. It occurs because of the old and dry leaves. They get ignited by the warmth, and then it catches fire. The crown fire is actually, they travel from the ground to the small shrubs and herbs, and then they travel to the crown area. And one important thing here is the firestorms. What are the firestorms? See, when this fire is actually catching onto the trees, there can be winds blowing with a great velocity. If these winds blow with a great velocity, the flame will travel here and there, and the flame, when travels, it can from one crown to another crown, it can catch fire. So it is not necessary that every crown catches fire through the shrubs or through the short-heighted plants. They can catch fire through the flames also. So this is about the firestorms. And then you have underground fire. This underground fire is actually occurring in the peatlands. So peat is the newest type of coal. It is just the humus, it is just the litter of the leaves which is trying to decompose by the bacterial decomposition, but it has not yet decomposed properly. So that we known as peatland. It is just below the upper ground, upper soil, top soil surface, and you can also call this as a peatland fire. So actually the fire can travel. So this is an underground fire. It can travel deep down into the underground. So it burns the humus and the peat, and a lot of material is present in the rainforest. I told you in the previous lectures that because of less sunlight penetration, because there are crowns in these forests, the trees are tall and they have made crowns, so sunlight penetration is actually not possible. And because sunlight penetration is not possible, this leaf litter here takes a long time to get decomposition. Okay, so because this takes long time to get decomposition, when they catch fire, actually they can actually catch fire to the underground levels of this peat and humus also. So for a several meters, like 6 to 7 meters, this fire can travel, and they can also risk the underground part. So this is one example which was reported in the Hindu newspaper about the Indonesia fire. If you can see, this part of Indonesia is known as Sumatra, and this part is actually known as Java. Here you have Denpasar, and then you have small archipelago islands, and this Borneo island also belongs to some part belongs to Indonesia. So if you can see, these the brown patches are actually the fire prone regions. Okay, so here the fire also catches because of the volcanoes deep down, because of the nearby volcanoes. So they reported this news because of the peatland fires. I just told you about the underground peatland fires. So those are these. So tropical peatlands are found in swamps made up of organic material accumulated over long periods of time. Why accumulated? Because they were not allowed to decompose, as there was less sunlight penetration. And natural carbon storage obviously covered 3% of the world's land area, holding 21% of the world's soil carbon. And peatland blazes, how they occur? They are often drained for agriculture. Fire risk increases as soil moisture decreases, because there is a whole lot of agriculture, and this agriculture, by the way of transpiration, the crops, the plants, they actually take a lot of water and moisture from the soil, which leaves the soil dry. So the combination of draining and burning for clearance increases fire risk. If fire starts in peatlands and soils are dry enough, blazes can go out of control. So as they smolder underground, the fires can last for months, because it has migrated and penetrated underground. It is out of human control, and it will only be lost if there will be a rainfall, because through this rainfall the soil will gain moisture, and with this moisture the fire will lose its control. Now we come to the report. So this is what the report has been given. So the report mentions the National Action Plan on Forest Fire 2018. This is mentioned by the report. So what is the National Action Plan for Forest Fire? Actually, it is this under the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, this program, this policy, this action. The objective is to reduce the incidence of fire. How they will reduce? By informing, enabling and empowering. What will they inform, enable or empower? They will empower forest fringe communities, they will inform forest fringe communities, and they will enable forest fringe communities also to work. And they will also incentivize those who will work with the state forest department. So this is how they will control the forest fire. This is one of the disaster management techniques of Indian government, which is being performed by the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. So actually the Center for Excellence on Forest Fire Management has been made at the Forest Survey of India, which will actually guide this program. And next report, they have suggested in the report that there was a report published by the joint initiative of Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change and the World Bank in 2018. So that report is named as Strengthening Forest Fire Management in India, and the World Bank was actually involved. So that is the why it is important. And in 2019, what they did, they launched the Forest Fire Alert System version 3.0. So FAST 3.0, launched by the Forest Survey of India. This actually increases the accuracy of the forest fire management and information for about 80%, not 100% also, but by 80%. So this is what is said in the report, and the data which has been given in the report is around 4% of the country's forest cover is extremely fire prone. They have given this data. So this 4% area is actually in the northeast. You will not believe it, but it is northeast India. Another 6% of the country's forest cover is very highly fire prone. So just less from this extremely, and 36% of the country's forest cover is frequently fire prone. So around 50% of our forest cover is fire prone. So here we will remember that in India around 22% of the whole landmass is forest, and within that 22% some 50% area is fire prone. Okay. So most of the fire prone area are found in the northeastern region. Remember this, they can ask you in the prelims examination. Apart from this, they have also given the data of extremely fire prone areas. So if we talk about Mizoram, if you remember, Mizoram has the largest area under the forest. So Mizoram, 29% of its forest cover is extremely fire prone. Remember this word, extremely. And Tripura 26%, Assam 21%. So if they ask you in the prelims examination which of the following states has extremely fire prone areas in the most, so then you can answer as Mizoram, Tripura, Assam. It depends on the options they have given, but remember the northeastern regions constitutes the most part in the extremely fire prone areas, so answer accordingly. And now they have given this map, and this map, when you see the green part, so this green part is actually very less fire prone areas, so we are not concerned with that, but we are concerned with this yellow and dark orange part. So this dark orange part is actually extremely fire prone area. So you can see a large amount in the northeastern part. So this is the Nagaland, you have Manipur, you have Mizoram. then Tripura, some parts of Meghalaya, some parts of Assam, and some parts of Arunachal. So Arunachal has actually the least fire prone areas, but other than that, these states have too much of fire prone areas, including Assam. And then we go to the middle India. See this part, and if you remember, I have taught you that this part has the tropical dry deciduous forest. So dry deciduous forest, there will be more dry leaves, which is very easy to catch fire. So the Chhattisgarh part, this Dantewada part, actually this plateau is known as Dandakaranya. So Dandakaranya part has the fire prone region. Then you can see some parts of the lower Odisha, southern Odisha part, then some part of here, which is actually the eastern Ghat part here, some part here you can see the western Ghat parts. And so if we compare actually by the diagram which they have given in the report, you can easily see that the northeastern portion is the most fire prone region in India. Okay, so thank you so much. We end the lecture here, and I want to tell you that this state report is very important, and this was the 5th chapter. I will come up with another 4 chapters. They have given around 10-11 chapters. So stay tuned, and all the best. Thank you.